It's Kool-Aid.
Oh, you bought Kool-Aid and not Capri Suns?
I thought I grabbed Capri Suns, did I?
That's Kool-Aid.
Hi, Adeline. Welcome in, everyone. Good evening. How are folks doing?
Now what?
Hi, Mish.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Let me share this to my story. Good evening. Oh, I just got on. I just got on. Thank you for the likes already. Thank you everyone for coming in. Welcome in. Hi, the Royal. Yeah, no, I just got on. And I'll hang out for a little bit. I feel like we gotta get some conversation in before Beyond the Villa starts this season. Hi, Bae. Hi, Care Bear. Hi, Mom. Hi, Lena. Hey, Girl Boss. Hey, Marmar. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, Lyrical Bookie. Hi, my loves. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Hey, Toy. Hi. Thank you for the likes, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. The first Saturday of April? No, that's wrong. Second. Hi. Thank you, Lyrical Bookie. Hi, Habby. Hi, Andrea. Thanks for the likes. Hey, Janelle. Janelle, I think. Hi, Franny. Hi, Shantae. Hi, Chunny Bunny. Am I at Coachella? No, ma'am. I never even went to Coachella when I lived in LA. I've never been an out in the desert, hot all day kind of girl. Hello. Hi, Jerome. Hello. I saw that Olandria's at Coachella. I also saw that a bunch of the Islanders from Beyond the Villa are out. Listen, Care Bear. Hi, Keita. Hi, Shantae. Yes, hello. I saw that a bunch of the Beyond the Villa Islanders are out there. I'm just gonna say that I'm glad that I have not seen, even though maybe we will before the weekend is over, but I haven't seen any content with them and Olandria, and I just love that for my girl. Let them people be over there. Let them people be over there. Because I feel like too many of the Islanders got real weird after the island. I'm sorry. And I know that some of my Nicolandrians love them some Jeremiah. They're Jer Bears. I think he's weird too. Guys. I have something to say. Shantae, period. It is. Hi, Dark Explorer. Hi, Nina. Listen, user, period. Period, Toy. Agree. Yes. Suzu, yes. He was weird yesterday. What happened? I don't even know what happened yesterday. I just feel like he's weird in general. I'm a big proponent of a friend to all is a friend to none, and his continued insistence on hanging out with MAGA folks just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anika, hi Bad, hi Venus, hi Anika, my friend. I have really enjoyed looking at your flowers and your Easter hat. Ooh, so cutesy. I've loved being able to watch people's content. Okay, what did he do that people saw that was weird? I mean, I'm glad that people are seeing it, but also, like, has it not been obvious always? Oh, you're welcome, Monica. Literally so beautiful. And I love watching my people find joy. It literally just makes my heart so happy. Watching us find ways to like have joy, you know? Jeremiah, I'm just saying, so bad. I was just saying that somebody asked if I was at, oh, thank you, Nay. Thank you. I didn't even wash my face today, guys. Like not my like full skincare routine. So thank you so much, Nay. Somebody asked me if I was at Coachella. Kiki. No, I'm not. But I did say that I'm glad that I haven't seen anything with Olandria and the other Islanders that are there. She's doing her thing with Barbie, and I love that down for her. And I was like, I know people like Jeremiah, but I think he's weird. Kind of always thought he was weird in relationship to them. And I just hope people continue to like, I just feel like if you're gonna like somebody, you should like them because you like them and not because you perceive them as being friends with people you like. Like I can remember when he was on St. Denis Medical and there were people on Thread saying, hey guys, go watch the episode to support him because he supports our babes. And I was like, no. My niece is laughing at me, y'all. I was like, no. We're just going to support him if we like him, guys. We're not going to support him because we perceive him as supporting our babes. He be in everybody's comments. He be in everybody's comments. He is the can I get a hug ass nigga. I'm not with it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a no. Jeremiah from Love Island, Anika. Like he be in everybody. What can't she do? She's an icon. She's a star. Jeremiah. Boy. Stop pissing me off. Like, come on. Come on. Listen, Scar, he be like, where the money resides, where the money resides. Wherever the wind blow, child. And listen, my thing is that's cool, but I just want people to recognize that that's what it is and stop acting like he's just so loyal to Nick and Alandria. Cut the shit, baby. Cut the shit. But you know, love that they're all at Coachella. Hope they're having a great time. Again, I'm just me personally, do what you want to do. Could never for somebody that hangs out with a bunch of maggoties. I'm sorry. I'm always gonna be like, ugh, I'm gonna be a little suspicious. Hi Lacey, hi Jalen. Thank you, Anika. Yeah, y'all, it's always gonna make me a little bit curious, you know? I don't like the middle of the line. Y'all know that about me by now. I don't like it. Pick a side. Be for real. And I feel like too many people have been weird for you to be able to just be so tight with them, but also so tight with Nick and Alandria. Like it just 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3. And some people trying to make it 4. And I just don't understand personally. But yeah, I hope they all have a great time at Coachella. I saw Alandria's little thing with Barbie. So cute. So cute. I'm going to show you when I get off.
Okay.
Hi, Curry C. Hello, my love. Yeah. Hi, Skylar. Hi, Jim. Hi, Elisa. Hello, friends. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Diane. Welcome in, y'all. And bad, you know what? It didn't give you a notification. I'm sorry, my love. Listen, I've only been on for a couple of minutes, like literally like 5 minutes. I know it has been so long. Listen, I'm going to get back to regular content. And I know I've said that before, but this time I want you to believe me. No, Chris and I were talking about it the other day, and I was like, I gotta get back into like my regular content bag. To be honest, y'all, I haven't really had a whole lot to say. Listen, y'all, somebody DM me. Please DM me and say, Tina, go adjust your AI settings. Can you DM me? Because I forget every time I get off. I forget every time I get off, and I literally hate it real bad. And I need to go figure out how I can like turn it off or something. I hate it.
Oh.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it's hot. I'm hot.
You can take it off.
I'm hot.
Listen, y'all. I be trying to be outside. Like, I wanted to go live for y'all yesterday. I was looking very cutesy. Look at you, trying to be in the camera.
I'm not.
A little star. I was gonna go live for y'all yesterday, but I was outside. I was, Ash. I am gonna see Me, You, and Tuscany. I think it'll be cute. I don't really like romance stories. Y'all know that about me, but I am gonna go see it. I do want to go see it. Lacey, it was a good time. A time was had.
I want to read my book again.
You want to read your book? Okay. Oh, yes. Finish it. Are you going to read aloud to your cousins or to uncle? It's good practice.
I could read it to the viewers.
She's a little star, y'all. Not you want to read to the people. She said I can read to the viewer. Okay, you wanna read us a paragraph? Read us a paragraph.
Wait, what is a paragraph?
Paragraph it's gonna be this portion, right? Well, actually, you can read all of that. That's one paragraph.
We're at page 24.
Page 24 of Hoppers. We are reading Hoppers. She has to finish the book so that we can go see the movie. Okay, they're ready, they said. Let's hear it.
To Mabel's surprise, the council takes things too far. They want to squish Jerry with a huge shark. Mabel realizes King George is right. She could care about everyone. That includes Jerry.
Excellent reading.
I'm going to the next page.
Okay, Nisi Poo. We got to incentivize around here, y'all. Okay? We will go see the movie as soon as we finish the book. They said, good job, Nisi. Bravo.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, we need to. I want to see Yumi and Tuscany. I'm also. Isn't the new season of Beyond the Villa premiering tomorrow? She's adorable, y'all. The prettiest little brown girl at my house. The 15th. Okay, so this week though. Hi, Kelly.
Your phone.
Okay, you got it. Not because you got a glasses appointment that day. Okay, perfect. Yes, we're watching, right? We're watching. Do y'all think that we're gonna get Coachella content? Or are they done filming? There's nothing else coming. We're just getting whatever's already there. I think we're getting what's already there. Listen, this one right here, we got to get her some glasses real bad too, Scar. Okay, they're done filming, so we're not getting Coachella content. I think they're giving us a bunch of these little, like, Agua is promoting them, whatever, because they're trying to promote the season, I guess. Just drop the season. I don't really care about the promo beforehand. Listen, I heard that Honda Civic is on a reality TV show. From what's that one girl, Alex Cooper. Her and Louis are on a reality TV show. Winter Games, that's what it's called. Definitely not watching, but I did hear that it's actually really boring. From some people that were watching it, they were like, it's not good. Unwell winter series. Okay. Or Unwell. Something like that. Something in that realm. Hi, Seventh Letter. It's not good reality TV. Okay, people love her on there. Who are the people that love her? Like the people on the show or fans? I want to... Hi. Bad not fitting name. Please, sis. Y'all are so funny. The fans do? I've only been live for like 10 minutes. She didn't crash out on the show from TikTok. Wait, is that the Unwell? Is that the same show? Is that a TikTok? It's not a TikTok. That's on YouTube though. Is there another show you're talking to me about?
Well, could I see me still?
No, don't though either. Right, it was filmed before all the TRO stuff. So I heard. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not watching it. I didn't watch it. I don't plan to watch it. I heard it was boring though. Oh, you've only seen TikTok clips. Got it. I heard that it was dry. I don't know. It was a lot of people on the show when I saw the cast list. So my mutual Ginger was talking about it, and it was a lot of people on the freaking show. Like, a lot. I don't know. Maybe it just seemed like a lot to me. You know what it is? I'm so, like, I watch like Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Potomac, and it's like there will be outside characters that add to like the bulk of the show, but really it'd be like 4 or 5 people, and that's the cast. Everybody else is like a supporting character. Even Mormon Wives, it's like what, 7 of them?
Can I read myself?
Mm-hmm. Bye, Nisi.
Right? I see.
She won. There was something to win. There was a controversy with the show. Child. Okay. As far as I understand, Alex Cooper is a Zionist, right? So, is that correct? This is what the people were saying. Thank you, Bad. The people were saying that Alex Cooper is a Zionist. Is that accurate? See, Anika, messy. Is that why the show ended? Or was it always only going to be short? Okay, so it was a reality show that was a competition show. So they say she's a Zionist. She's married to a Jewish man. It was only a 4-day show. Okay, and it was a competition, and Honda Civic's team won. Why, if she is a Zionist, if that is accurate, why... Anyway. And I guess a bunch of these people were from other reality shows. Is that right? I haven't either, Seventh Letter. Ginger watched it. You've seen Ginger before, I think. Ginger watched it and was doing a live about it, and it sounded like, according to the people, it was not very good. Somebody in here said it was lighthearted and so they enjoyed it. But a Seventh Letter, and that's what... You already knew, girl, because if we care, then we care, right? Like, not... Anyway. Will you all be watching, am I going to be the only person that's in here that watches Beyond the Villa? Please don't be like that. Listen, Bad. Please don't be like that, y'all. Y'all, please. Come on. Come on. If I pay you to watch Karen. Listen, okay, that's fine. So y'all are not watching the new Love Island either. Hi, Miss Petty. Seventh letter, I think that Ginger is gonna stream it live. Listen, Nay, I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lie, I would like it to be cleared up. I would like it to be clear that he didn't actually cheat on her. Because I don't think the man cheated on her.
I'm done with the book. I'm done with the book.
You finished it?
Yep.
Period. You'll have to tell me about it when I'm done so that I can make sure. I want them to clear up. Exactly, J-Nail. That's the only reason why. Because I don't think that man cheated on her. I'm not a fan because, baby, y'all know. Hi, Mia. Why did you call her that, Armor? I am just saying, exactly. He is CK, so I don't give a fuck about him like that, but I also, don't lie on the man. He put himself down without the need for the lie. Exactly, Miss Petty. Because TJ, it was never given tough guy. I'm sorry. It was never given tough guy. It was giving all-American apple pie boy next door, but it was never giving tough guy. So I don't know who you're trying to press. And why are you pressing him as you look up to him? Sir, please. Please. Okay, you're watching Love Island UK. Listen, I can't do it. No, Mia, you haven't. The show hasn't even come out yet. Now you need to knock Dance's curls loose. Listen. As far as I'm concerned, most of the cast is okay. I'm trying to think, is there anybody on the cast that I like? Don't play Armor. I don't think I like anybody on the cast, y'all. I'm not a fan. I don't hate anybody on the cast. I don't fucking know them people. But I don't consider myself a fan or a yay for them for anybody on the cast. I'm trying to think too, Nay. Okay, so there's Jeremiah. Y'all know where I stand. There is Amaya. Y'all know how I feel. Not even Hannah, honestly, Nay. Honestly, Hannah could have been cool for me. But I don't like how close she is with Iris. You can't be, I don't know. I just don't fuck with it. Agreed, Miss Petty. So the way that I'm going to tolerate watching it, you're so funny. Hey, Darius. Hey, Ginger. Exactly. Seventh letter. And see, you know what? I liked Hannah when she came onto season 7 because she was a breath of fresh air. She was a good time. It was very clear she was there for a good time. She was hanging out. She was giggling. She was giving, she was being cutesy. I was here for that because baby Honda was wearing the island and us as viewers out. Okay. I was so with her by that point. So Hannah was a nice breath of fresh air for me on the show, personally. And I was happy for her even after she got eliminated. I enjoyed watching her little cutesy stuff when she left. It was the alignment with Iris against Pepe for me that was so weird. Thank you, Darius. That was just like so weird. That made me really just like not fuck with her like that, if I'm honest. But I'm gonna watch the show because I feel like the fact that I don't like necessarily love any of them, I'm not like, oh my gosh, like I'm such a fan or whatever on Wednesday, Yappa. Since I don't feel like that, I feel like it's gonna be more enjoyable for me to watch because I'm literally just watching for the hot goss, right? Exactly, DC. I just want to watch for the hot guys. Hi, Ginger, my love. Period. Darius, that's one of my favorite ones. So, like, I just want to see the tea. That's it. I want to see. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see Clark and Taylor on screen again because I want to know if I'm right about some stuff. I'm messy. Listen, Devil's favorite child. I told y'all, listen, I need somebody to DM me. And to tell me to go check my AI settings because I need to figure out how to turn them off. I forget every time I log off of live. I forget to go do it. DM me so that I remember. Hi, CJ. User, thank you, Bad. That's my girl. Period. CJ, do you feel like you did well on exams? Thank you, Darius. Listen, okay, so user asked me what my theory was on them. Miss Petty. Why y'all like this in the comments? I cannot with y'all, bro. Oh my God. Period, CJ. I love that for you. Listen, Zombie King, don't be trying to use my live to get the tea. I didn't know. You didn't know. Miss Petty LaBelle, Anika, okay? Not you fall asleep with Okay, my theory. Kelly! My theory about them, I wouldn't be shocked if they get engaged. I won't be shocked if they get married. I think that at some point he becomes part of her testimony, her story, right, of how she's overcome whatever. But I could see them locking in. I do not perceive them as a healthy relationship dynamic just based on the things that we've seen. And I think that we'll see more of that potentially on the season. I don't know. I have no idea what we're going to see. I also have told people repeatedly that, like, I don't actually perceive her as a girl whose light is being dimmed. I think her light is shining at exactly the same wattage it would be even if she was not with that man. I actually have said before, Miss Petty, please. Y'all are a mess. I have said before, and I stand by. People wanted to believe that Clark was like a star that, you know, Taylor was like squishing. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that the dynamic we saw that in was Michelle and Uno. That's the dynamic that I think that we saw that in. And that's why I think that is probably part of the reason why it couldn't be a forever. Like, I think that Michelle is a strong personality. She's a strong energy, right? Like, she actually is a leader. When we saw her, right? When we saw her with just the girls and Casa, right? So like, I think that that's the dynamic that we would see that in, not Clark and Taylor. You think she's gonna announce that she's moving to LA? I am curious why you think that. Maybe yeah, Yappa, I don't think they will either, but I think that we will see some moves that look like they will. But I think that ultimately it's probably not a forever thing, and there's not anything negative about that. That's just what I think. Ginger, I don't even know if I think that she has the gall to do it. Am I tripping? I feel like it takes a lot of guts to move to LA and chase a dream. And maybe she has it and they just didn't show it to us on the show, and so I didn't get to see it. That is fair. That I can accept that I may not have seen it. I can accept that. But I feel like people give her more credit because they've crafted a narrative about her. Ginger has said it before. People feel pity for Clark. And so I think that people are crafting a narrative about what they think her life, what she wants her life to be, that he's making her not be able to have. I don't think that that's true. I don't think that that's true. I think she likes it. She said in the villa, right, that like her being linked up with him, her being linked up with that man meant that like the other man wouldn't pursue her. So you wasn't gonna go talk to nobody? You're just waiting for somebody. Like, so to me, it doesn't give get up and go. You feel me? Even when they were talking about their future life and she's like, I want an all white modern home, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. And then cows coming inside or whatever the fuck animal he said. She knew right then that it wasn't a fit. She knew that. But she wanted to be chosen. And I think she likes it. And I think that people, like somebody just said in the comments, they don't like him, and so they're trying to craft a story about her because they don't like him, that the only reason why she's not doing more is because of him. I do be remembering it. Which is why I be getting so annoyed when I be watching the people's lives and they be not telling the story right. I be like, that ain't what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what God said. And I saw the comment about Shelly not being that bright. What I mean is, I don't know if I think Shelly is like not smart actually. But what I will say is I think that Shelly has star potential. I think Shelly is gorgeous. I think that she is, you know, a little kiki, right? I think that she has a little charisma to her. I think she definitely has potential to be a star. She definitely could. I actually do. I do think that. And so when I say that I think she is, she's the bright light, right? I think that, like, I don't know that Uno would have ever really let her be the star that she could be, because I think he liked being the star more. I don't think he could have ever let her be bigger than him. And I don't think that she would be able to last with someone trying to kind of pull her down. You know what I mean? Oh, good for her. And you know what, Seventh Letter? That's fair. That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment that, you know, we as the audience were genuinely confused because she was often not keeping shit straight. Fair. Manolo, are you an Ace fan? Because this may not be a safe life for you. No shade. I just wanna be honest with you. I'm sorry. I just want to be honest. Because the people, they listen, they don't do that in this live. So okay. Y'all, yeah, I don't think that now you in enemy territory. Don't do that. That said, don't put it on us. Listen, I'm just saying that if you are, unless you are Shello, you probably can't handle it over here, because Shello could take it. Shello could take it. Shello could take us talking about their mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody could take it. People be crying in the comments. Jay, I agree. I agree. But I've said that about most of them, right? It's authenticity that is going to get them over the hump. You have to be authentic. Otherwise, people don't connect, and it's hard for them to enjoy you long term, right? But I will say this. There are lots of people that are famous for just being beautiful, y'all. Like, I understand people being like, oh, like, she doesn't have the personality, or like, oh, she's not this or that. There are lots of people that are famous for just being beautiful.
That's good.
That's it. Like, what else are they giving us? You know what I mean? And so if she could get a team that could sell that, she would be fine. She would be fine. Which is why she needs a team, Athena. And that's it. And that's it. And that's it, Lacey. Proverbs 31, we were talking about Beyond the Villa coming out. Hi, Tata. I just went live P about half an hour ago. No, it's not. Y'all can request up. We're at 25K. We're past 25K. You can request up. Thank you, Tata. We could do a piano for a little bit, y'all. Y'all, should I be outside tonight? Should I go outside?
Yes.
Wait, who was throwing shade? Scar, who was doing that? Are you talking about Shelly? You think she was dumb to not do Beyond the Village? She didn't have it like that to be picky. I think that honestly, She said, go outside. Oh, that's kind of messy. That's kind of messy. Is the weather nice? You know what? Unfortunately, thanks to global warming, the weather is exceptionally nice. That is scary. All the resorts out here closed early because we don't have snowpack. Crazy. Here's the thing about her not going on Beyond the Villa. Why do people assume that she was offered Beyond the Villa? When they were talking about picking cast, she was with that man. And I don't think that that man was offered BTV. I also don't think that Honda Civic was offered BTV. Maybe I'm wrong. Anika said that she confirmed she was offered. I think that he was not offered because exactly, he was a liability. He did too much shit afterward. He was talking too much shit about production for them to want to bring him back. I don't think that they would have wanted to offer him back. And I think because they were together at the time, that potentially kept her from having that opportunity, because there's no way that she could have had him and him not be, I mean, they could have had her and him not be featured at the time. Obviously things changed, but when they initially announced the cast, they were still together. I also think even beyond him feeling like, people are saying he felt like he was the program and he could run his mouth. I actually also believe that he felt like the fans would like what he had to say. I truly believe that he thought that people were going to be like, yes, King. Ooh, yes. Like people were going to be all over it. That's what I think he thought. I think it was a misstep and it was a miscalculation. But I think that that's what he thought, is that people were going to be like, oh, because y'all, oh, he stands on business, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's what he was banking on. And then it just didn't happen that way.
He thought he was the birthday. He was not.
He was not. He didn't even get an invitation to the damn party.
No invitation, no candle, no nothing.
He thought
He didn't even know that motherfucker was
he had it in the
happening.
bag. He thought that, you know, his potential, his star power, everybody likes Ace. He thought that, you know, doing that thing would have made him, you know, popular or whatever, or would have put a spoke in the wheel. Except that, just as I predicted, he was blackballed to the point where, like, nobody's talking about what he's doing. Nobody.
First of all, I want to say hi, everybody. I would say hi, everybody. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Ginger. So yeah, y'all, I don't think they were offered. I don't think they were offered, guys. That's why. So I think it's not fair to say like, oh, why wouldn't she do it? I don't think that they gave her the opportunity to do it. If y'all don't know Ginger does lives. Ginger, correct me if I'm wrong. You're going to be streaming Beyond the Villa.
Yes. Let me say this, right? I'm going to be watching this because of Tina. And at first, I was like, this ain't going to be shit. But I can taste the desperation on the other side of the coast. Like, just from the even from the Coachella promo shit, I could taste the desperation. I can't wait to see what production convinces them to do.
I agree with that. I'm telling you, it's going to be manufactured drama, and then it's going to be boring because a lot of them are just not entertaining. Like, I don't care. Like, well, we see TJ and Iris copying Nick and Alandria's every move, but by themselves, they are not entertaining. Like, and we're watching a show. Like, we need to be entertained.
I'm
And
not
I think the girls are gonna ice Coco out for Clark because Coco was mad at Clark for not keeping her in when Olandria got to stay, but Clark didn't have any power like that. So, but I think they're gonna ice her out. You can tell, like, I see pictures, I see group pictures, I see them segmented, like how they hang out. And Coco is always like pretty much only with Grayson.
But like seventh, like think about it from a production standpoint, right? Like this is like the perfect batch of idiots, right? They're desperate. They'll do whatever I say. They don't really have a mind of their own, and they want to be famous as all hell, right? Like think about that. Like this is a recipe for disaster. They're not going to say no.
Yeah.
Are they filming?
You have convinced me to look at it. I wasn't going to look at this thing, but Ginger, I think you have convinced me to look at it. So I'm going to be following your lives and streaming.
Yeah, Ginger, what time are you going to be streaming?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going to look at it.
Does it come on every day or once?
Yes, I will be streaming this nonsense every single day.
It comes on day one?
Yes. What does it come on? Yeah, I think does it come on Wednesday?
So Beyond the Villa last season only came on once a week. I think it's going to be the same this season. It comes on the days that Love Island did not come on. So on Wednesdays, I think.
Okay, perfect. So I'll be streaming this on Wednesday, but
Did they film it the same way they did the first season? Like they all went to LA and stayed there? Or?
So here's what I think. This has always been my theory. I said it in my first video when they first dropped the cast, and I gave y'all I was like, I'm gonna watch, and here's why I'm gonna watch. Because, like Ginger just said, everybody that is coming to the show is desperate, which is very different than last season. Last season of Beyond the Villa, it was filled with all the stars of season 6. They had so much star power. They were really able to like kind of handpick their production team, right? They were able to say, we're not going to work with those producers from our season of Love Island. We want a new team. And they were able to say, Serena was like, I'm not coming to that. I'm not doing that. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Like they really got to just sort of do whatever they wanted to do. I think that the downside, and I've said this before about season 1 of Beyond the Villa, is that what made the season 6 cast so iconic was them together on the island, right? It was not just them as individuals. No shade, all tea, right? It's about the dynamic of the group together. But on season 1 of Beyond the Villa, they had enough star power where they didn't have to do that. That's not going to be true this season. Those people are going to do whatever production tells them to do. And I get it. People are like, it's going to be produced. It's going to be, fake. And the reality is, so are a bunch of our reality TV shows. Like oh my God, embarrassing. Now That's TV. When it first came on as a network, brand new, girl. When they was filming with a goddamn iPhone, like, and one fucking mic that you could see in the frame, okay? Like, I was watching it back then. You literally hear production being like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. Like, they were starting drama. It didn't make it any less entertaining to watch these idiots duke it out over the drama and be arguing and having busted. Like, it didn't make it not fun. And the reality is that y'all are watching scripted reality TV all the time. Some of it is just more scripted than other reality TV shows. But if you don't know, I tell y'all about Ilea all the time. Ilea is an ex-reality TV producer on here. She actually has a video. I will go find it and repost it again so that it's at the top of my repost. But she has a video that tells you the 4 different types of production that happens on reality TV shows, the level of scripting that happens on each reality show, but it all has scripting. It has just different layers of it. So every reality show we're watching has some level of scripting to it. But yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
I think that was the downfall of season 1 of Beyond the Villa, to be honest. Like everybody the stars got to pick who they would hang with, where they would go, where they wouldn't film. And honestly, I loved them on Love Island, and I follow PPG, but PPG did not really want to share their lives, and that's why they use so much of that manufactured drama with Liv and Kaylor. That kind of took over the whole season. They didn't want to share. Yeah, and that's why it was like, okay, I'm tired of this. What else is going on? Like Janae was willing to, be a part of it, because she would be like, okay, I'm gonna bring Liv, and she would be mixed in with the other people. But like Leah and Serena were like, I'm doing what the fuck I want to do, and it's not everything with everybody, and that's just that on that. That's why it didn't hit, like, because they're not producers. They're the talent. They're not producers. And I get it. It's like, they didn't want to repeat what happened in the Villa. That's fine. But we still want an entertaining show.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I think that that's going to be the change maker this season, y'all, is that, and I get it. I'm not a fucking Peacock representative. Don't fucking watch it if y'all don't want to watch it. But I'm going to watch it because I do think it's actually going to be entertaining. Happy to just get on and talk to y'all about it. If you want to get curious, you can watch it with Ginger. It'll stream. Ginger, do you know what time it shows? Like what time you're going to?
No, not yet.
Okay. We will find out and let y'all know, but it does premiere this Wednesday.
On the 15th.
Ginger, what time zone are you in? Time zones
Eastern.
us. Okay, me too. Okay.
Can I say something about something else real quick?
Do it, Bad. Do it.
Real Housewives of Potomac then pissed me off.
Because
why they bring that lady back?
Why is Karen back?
No, why is the couch potato back?
Why is Robin here?
Why is
I'm talking about her
potato back?
Why is Ron's roommate back on my screen? And I live in a DMV, and I saw they're filming at the Wizards game. They all look a hot ass mess at that game that they probably paid $25 for the tickets for because the team sucks. They will never beat the brokest franchise allegations, and they brought back the brokest one, and I'm pissed.
Robin is back, Mia, as a friend. She's back as a friend.
I don't care.
I need to get this off my chest. Thank you, Bad, for bringing this up, because I just looked at the list. If y'all don't follow Dose of Morning Cheese May. I love her. She does all things pop culture. So I'm looking at the list. I said, Karen's back. Robin, a friend of. Okay, so good news. Angela not coming back, and Kiarna not coming back. Neither is Jazzy. Jazzy, I don't really mind her, but I'm glad Madness and Sadness not coming back. But why Karen here? I feel like Karen should have taken at least a season off to focus on her healing, and then they could have brought her back for season 12. I'm happy with the rest of the cast, but Robin as a friend of, like, Robin, why you here? I heard you don't like talking about your marriage. So this is about housewives. If you don't want to talk about your marriage, why are you here? And that's my only gripe. Like,
Monique ain't coming back either.
Roommate situation.
They didn't bring Monique back either.
They didn't. Okay, you know what I would bet, y'all? And maybe I'm wrong, but I would bet that the reason why Robin is back as a friend of is because on the season finale, right? On the season finale, it was exposed that Giselle was talking to some politician or whatever at the time. And the question came up again of like, Giselle, you don't really share your life on the show. And I would bet that Giselle argued part of her life is reasonably shady and like all that. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So bringing Robin back as a friend to bring that back onto the show as part of her storyline.
Boo!
And they're going to bring her back as a friend, but she's going to work like a full-time cast member for Giselle's sake. And somebody else made a video because she was upset with the casting, and I kind of agree with her sentiment. She was like, they bring back, Karen. She was like, and then they get rid of everybody that Wendy has somewhat of a relationship with besides Stacey. She's like, they gonna do they colorist shit again this season, including Karen, because she's now not cool with Wendy. And and you know how Giselle acts when Robin is around. All that nicety that she was giving Wendy last season, that shit is out the window. It's gonna be her, Ashley, Robin, and Karen. And that's gonna piss me off.
I'm annoyed that Ashley is still there. She should be a friend of at this, and then phase her out.
They should have kicked her off. Everybody is like in agreement. They do not want Ashley on the show. Like, put her on pause for a little bit. Like, just
If Robin's going to be a friend of the show, I need her to stand on some business, though. Because how's she going to get on their podcast called Reasonably Shady and be shady to K. Michelle? K. Michelle! And then sit here and be like, I wasn't trying to shade her. Girl, you weren't acting like this when you had that umbrella to Monique's neck. I need you to stand on something. I don't like that lady.
Okay, did y'all see? I don't know if y'all follow Candace on socials, but I follow her on Instagram, and she had posted a clip of her on a podcast, and she was talking about, y'all, she's so messy. She was talking about how she has friends that marry men for money, but the men are ugly. She's like, and usually they are older white ugly men. And she was like, and then their karma is that their children look like that man. And everybody's in the comments like, she's talking about Ashley.
I mean,
Did she lie?
I mean.
I'm cracking up like the boys do look like they daddy.
And that is, they had the biggest problem with Candace being able to read, because all they know how to do is just be mean. But Candace was quicker on her feet with clapbacks. Right. And Candace is never gonna softly read you. Candace takes it to hell every chance she get.
She does.
And they deserved it though. That cast, they deserved it.
Remember when Ashley was offended because somebody said the kids look like their daddy? She was mad. She was like, why would you say that about my kids? Wasn't that your husband?
You liked him enough to marry him and lay down with him multiple times to make children with him. Like, he the daddy.
Wig. She's got to go.
She said the grandma is the baby. Anyway, yes.
She gave birth to 7-year-olds.
But yeah, Ashley needs to go. I agree, y'all. I'm over her. I have been over her for multiple seasons. At this point, bring Mia back.
Okay, I have a quick question. So, am I the only one that is following all the Love Island UK All Stars drama since the show ended? Because it is very hilarious what's happening.
I know a little.
I'm kind of tapped into with Whitney.
Yes, with Whitney and Belle.
I'm tapped in.
Oh my god, that thing was so crazy.
No, I don't know about Whitney and Belle, but I know about Whitney and Imani.
Okay, well,
no
interview. Yeah, well, but you mean India? Because
India,
it has gone. It has gone beyond that. It has gone way beyond that.
Okay, so you guys know how Whitney from Love Island UK, she has like a mean girl allegation. She was with Lock-In and the whole situation about the racism. They're not together, but he's with a new black girl. Anyway, I'm looking at that black girl crazy too, because what the fuck is you doing, sis? You bugging out your biscuit. Anyway, let's move on. But she went on All Stars and she met Yamil. I think that's his name. Yemen. He was on another reality TV dating show. What was it called? Too Hot to Handle, where you basically had to entice people into, girl, please. Anyway, now they're together and she's on the internet. I don't know what the fuck she doing, but it's embarrassing. I don't want it to be on y'all timeline because I accidentally tapped in a little too hard to the Love Island streets.
Let me tell you. Let me give you all the hope because I've been following it. Now, what happened? It started in the show, and she's friends with Scott, right? Scott Van Der Sue, who's very good looking, very popular.
The white boy.
Scott, the white boy who liked Leanne. So obviously there are comparisons with Nicolandria because this guy is smitten with this girl. So in between all the drama, Whitney was he's friends with Whitney. Well, they're not friends anymore, but he was friends with Whitney. And he was asking Whitney's advice on whether or not he should go with Leanne. And the first thing she says to him is that Leanne isn't your type because she is somebody who, you know, wants a man to take care of her, and you mightn't be financially able to do that because, you know. So he was like, okay, but he still pursues Leanne, and they get together and they become a favorite couple. But then there was some recoupling thing, and somebody else chose Scott. So Scott and Leanne broke up, and Leanne handled it like a champ. She told him, you know, she's done with this. It didn't last long, but she told him she was done with this. And then Belle started to move in on Scott because Belle likes Scott. All the rigmarole, it turned out in the end that Belle ended up having like mega hatred, if you want to call it that way. Hatred might be extreme, but mega beef with Scott. Because they were all trying to prove that Scott was a game player and he wasn't really into Leanne and he was playing everybody. Meantime, everybody watching the TV show who seeing the man is smitten with this girl. Anyhow, so Scott and Leanne leave. Everybody's minding their business. Whitney goes on a podcast with her sister, the one that she has with her sister, and says some pretty weird, contradictory things as to why, you know, she said certain things on the show. Like when one of the things Leanne did was that when she was uncoupled with Scott and Yemen came on the show, she pulled Yemen into the secret garden, which is like a hideaway kind of thing, just to talk. Leanne said she didn't want to do it because she was hooked on Scott, but for some reason Whitney took it personally and then described what Leanne did describe what Leanne did as bad, and then, you know, Belle going after Scott was Leanne's karma. It was very, very weird. Fast forward a bit now. Recently, Belle, with her axe to grind, went on another podcast and said that Scott went to a dentist. He had a dental appointment, and he saw that he had access to a phone, and he saw that she was the most popular girl, and that he told her that, you know, he likes and he wants to be with her, so he's a game player. And Whitney backed up the story. So much so now that production got involved and leaked to a journalist who carries who carries Love Island news or pop culture news, that none of that crap never happened. That there was no way that Scott would have had the opportunity to have a phone go at the dentist's office because a producer was there with him. They described what the room was like, everything. So now it's a big controversy about Whitney and Belle lying on Scott. So that is the whole hullabaloo that's happening now. Meantime, everybody is calling Yemen Bart Simpson and saying why the hell she doesn't focus on Bart Simpson instead of focusing on Scott, because it was a whole Twitter. It was very, very funny. One of the things that happened too on the show that came out, which was funny on the part of Scott. When Belle realized that Scott wasn't into her and he chose Leanne, she and the eventual winner, who turned out to be another Scammy, she told Scammy that give it a couple of months. In 2 months' time, when they leave the villa, he's going to dump her and pick me and say it should have been you. 2 months later, Scott takes Leanne to Iceland and makes her his girlfriend officially. So that was like another entire twistedy thing, which was really, really very funny. So that's all the drama that's happening now, that people are really piling on Belle and Whitney, but I would say it's more Belle than, I don't know what Whitney's thing is, except to say that I suspect that she had a thing for Scott, and because Scott chose another black girl instead of her, she's feeling away, so she was discouraging Leanne from being with Leanne, and now that has kind of spiraled, so they're no longer friends. But the whole thing is very funny to watch. Trust me, it's very, very funny to watch.
That's not the tea I know. The tea I know is messy. So Whitney gets a mean girl edit all the time. Well, allegedly, but she's mean as a whip. I'm not gonna hold you. And she went on an interview after the show was over. And she sat down with Imani. What is her name? She's from Love
I think
Island
it's
UK too.
India.
India, yes.
Yes.
And India was essentially asking her, like, hey, how do you feel
What?
about, getting this mean girl edit, black girl to black girl. And Whitney was like, who's a mean girl, basically? Like, she was drunk. And they got really aggressive with the words. They had to tussle back and forth. When the gentleman, Yemen, trying to step in to diffuse the situation, she was basically like, she like pushed his hand away and like kept getting aggressive with the girl. Now they're beefing on Twitter. They're unfollowing each other on Instagram. The girls are fighting. Whole time Whitney is parading this man around everywhere she could go with him, trying to convince us they're madly in fucking love. And I think that this is all to spite. What is his Locken? And guess who Locken is with now, y'all? Leanne, y'all. Leanne. The shit is
Wait, Leanne, who was
Still
with Scott?
y'all. Leanne, the black girl.
She's with Scott still.
I heard.
No, then who is this new black girl?
I don't know her name, but it's somebody else.
But no, Leanne is with Scott. They are officially together.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
because
another black girl in the mix.
he took Scott took Leanne on a vacation to Iceland, and it was a whole thing. Because they even got interviewed by media in Iceland and all of that. So he asked her to be his girlfriend there. So they are officially together. But yeah,
The Locken is with the
comments. He's with Bree from Too Hot to Handle.
Yes, he's parading so now both of these white men that she wants so desperately are parading around black girls that aren't her, and she's with this black man that I know she is not attracted to and does not want from a can of paint, convincing us that she's madly in love. And everyone in the comments be like, girl, leave us alone. Like, take us out the group chat. Like, we don't care. Like, and she's like, no, I love my man, y'all. Shut up.
What is Mia talking about in the comments? Someone referencing monkeys on an interview.
About Whitney.
Oh, God. I think Whitney is mad that her white man relationship didn't work out, so now she's trying to spite Leanne and Scott's.
no, but I think she likes Scott. I think she secretly
Probably.
likes Scott.
Not secretly.
And I think when you look at the behavior, if you look at her behavior in the villa, I mean, she did not mind you. She did not know Leanne before the two of them were All Stars. But you were talking to him and telling Scott that, Leanne is the kind of person that likes a man to take care of her, and the man needs to have money, and I don't think you're in that position to do that. You don't know that girl so well to make that assumption.
I think she's liked him since him and Catherine used to be hanging out.
I agree. You know what was another shady thing that she did? And I think Mitch put it out. Mitch is so messy. He mentioned that when Scott and Leanne left the villa, Whitney called Scott, FaceTime Scott, and Catherine was in the room. And Catherine denied it. And then Mitch put up the screenshot where with the call to Scott, with the both of them in the call. It's just very, very crazy.
It's gotten to the point where...
Go ahead, Ginger.
No, I said it's gotten to the point where Tyreek is now on stream explaining to Whitney why her behavior is poor. Why would a biracial man have to explain to me why my behavior is poor, why I need to relax, tone down, and the fact that the media is against me because I am a dark-skinned black woman. Mind you, a biracial man had to explain that to me, and while he was explaining it to her, she was like, I don't care. What?
Listen,
I have a really important question. Do y'all think, and that's no shade to sis, because she dated Locken and she seems to date outside of her race. Is she anti-black? Is there some type
of anti-black?
What is being speculated is based on her history, is that she grew up, the neighborhood that she grew up with in England, it seemed to be that she was around a lot of white people. Like, she went to school with a lot of white girls. And she was actually friends with Sammy and Belle and somebody else, I think Millie or something like that, before getting into the villa. So it seems that her upbringing, she has been like the only black girl in a group of white girls. That's what is being speculated, because the behavior is obviously, I am the only black girl around. It's very, very weird.
It's anti-black. It's anti-black and pick-me-ish. One time she raided her sisters. Like literally in chronological order, she rated her sister's beauty and nobody asked, and called her sister ugly.
Oh my God.
Yes, on their podcast. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. It was crazy.
No.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know all this. I just found her behavior with regards to Leanne and Scott, that whole thing, I just found it weird. And I was looking at it and I was saying, I think you like Scott and you're upset that he likes Leanne instead of you, because I've been friends with Scott for how many years, and I am here, and why you're not seeing me? That was the energy I was getting from her.
I'm so very confused how she thought people were gonna believe that Scott was being like a producer plant, basically, or doing whatever production told him to do, when all we remember him from his first time on Love Island was the fact that he did not go along with what the group was telling him, that he always did what he wanted to.
Yep. Yeah, and
they called
him producer Scott because he went to like several different shows, but the thing is, he didn't stay long enough to produce anything really. So I mean, I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is strange.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like Seventh Letter said in the comments, it sounds like she wants to be the token black girl. I don't know anything about her. Y'all know I don't watch the UK franchise. But it sounds like she wants to be the one of only. And so when she is not, or when she's not chosen as the exception, or has to vie with other black women, that she feels a way about it. That's weird.
She do like to tussle with the black girls. All of them. She don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck.
The thing with Ella was crazy. I didn't know about this, and I started looking up, and I was like, "Why are you acting out that way with this girl? Why are you doing that?"
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's giving. Please don't jump me. It's giving African anti-black colorism. I've seen her mom, and I'm sure she's a byproduct of all the shitty things that her light-skinned African mother has told her. Because as a Caribbean woman, I know the pushing to bleach, to be lighter, to like tokenize, to raise your kids around preppy white kids, to make sure that they assimilate right, so that you can, really tokenize that black minority myth. This one is giving and is icky. Yuck. It's giving when racism is facing me and I'm not happy with it anymore. Everybody come. This man did this awful thing to me, but I am going to denigrate other black women. Like, don't worry about that. I will denigrate them.
That's tough. That's tough. And yes, to your point, yes, I think that's the kind of the point, right? Is like if mom is bleaching, then mom definitely feels a way about being darker skinned. That's whack. That's whack, y'all. I mean, I believe her about lock-in. Am I crazy to do that?
I do too.
I believe that it's
I do too.
Me too.
What I think her misstep was is that, again, she thought she was going to be the exception. No, I'm not like those black people. I'm not one of those black people. Like, I think her misstep was thinking that like it would not hit her.
I actually don't think she cared that it hit her. I think it was no longer beneficial. Like, and no shade, she came out the same time Janae did, and I think she was like, oh my God, look, they're rallying around her. Like, let me tell my story too, and let's see if this is, because the relationship doesn't serve me anymore. I want to get out anyway. This is what he did to me. And the girls did not rally.
Because they were together for so long and she was always at his house. So I can't imagine that was the first time something like that had occurred. And she just said something now.
Ooh, they said he broke up with her. Ooh.
And that's a good point, right? Is like, I mean, I don't have this experience. I've been in interracial relationships as like a teenager, like in high school. I don't have the experience of ever having a partner who was anti-black toward me, or that felt like they could be anti-black around me and that like I would be cool with that. Like I didn't experience that, but I also know that apparently it's not that uncommon. Like it's not that uncommon. I think I've heard a lot of like biracial black women. It's usually biracial black women telling their stories, right? Talking about how one of their parents was openly anti-black around the other, like around the black parent, right? And what that then made their experience of their identity be, right? So yeah, I think it's actually not that uncommon for it to happen.
That's crazy. When I first got on TikTok, I saw a lot of that. It was like so many like adult biracials talking about how it was a lot of them that had white moms, talking about how their moms would say derogatory things about black women just openly, and then they would leave them in spaces that they considered unsafe with other family members that were racist, regardless if it's the, you know, the grandma, grandpa, uncles, whoever. And, you know, they also had hate and disdain for the black dad that left them to be raised with these racist white people, and they felt like you knew that they were racist, and you know, you didn't save me, you didn't rescue me. And the people that I saw, you know, they were rebelling against it, you know, confronting their parents about it. But there are, like the people you guys just described, it's a segment of them that will ignore it. They will overlook it because, you know, if they've been raised by the white side, they still think they have a one up in some way because, you know, they surround themselves by whiteness. So they've been ignoring racism their whole life.
I also just want to add a thought to that when you were talking about them having disdain for the black dad, or like the black, in this instance, black dad that had left the dynamic. Quiet as it's kept, your daddy agreed.
Your daddy is self-hating too.
Your daddy agreed with your mama's sentiments. He was shit talking black women with her.
True. But the dad, I think the dads don't think that the moms will feel that way about their own kids. He's okay with them disrespecting black women, you know, because he feels accepted by them. But when it comes to when your daughter grows up and identifies as a black woman or a biracial woman, they feel some type of way like, hello, you're disrespecting me. You feel this way about me. I've seen like they would do videos where they kind of hide the camera where the moms couldn't see, and the girl was like, so, you know, like trying to get her mom to back down off of the racism, and the white mama was like, I don't care. That's how I feel. Oh well.
And Lyrical Kabuki, I love me some Epity Negris. She's freaking hilarious. The preference to baby mama pipeline. Exactly that, right? And it's like, no shade, but even if your daddy had stayed, he wouldn't have protected you, girl, because he thinks the same fucking way. He thinks the same fucking thing. He wants you to not be like us too.
Right. Low racial self-esteem having niggas.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't. It was like, I don't know. You know how you engage with something, and so then your algorithm just keeps feeding you that. Because I was like, why am I getting so much of this? Like, but it was in 2020 when the world. Yeah, but it was like 2020 when the world woke up to everything. You know, after the George Floyd protests and everything, it was when everybody was starting to awaken themselves and, you know, I guess confess the life that they've been living because they felt they had safer spaces. But I was like, why is this all I'm getting on my feed?
And let me just say this to the person that said in the comments, right, about the lock-in getting with another black woman and so not being sure. I just want to remind y'all that having sex with black people does not make you automatically pro-black. You can still be
Wake
anti-black,
it up.
you can be racist, you can still be all of that and have smecks with black people. Y'all know good and well what happened on plantations. They were raping black bodies incessantly because attraction and power have nothing to do with actual respect or value of a person as a human. Period, full stop. And it is why, and I'm going to say her name, but I don't care. Whatever. I'm not going to say her real name. But it is why Honda Civic has such a hard time with Alandria and Shelly, even though she stayed in them black men's spaces, okay? Because she is one of those women that gets with black men that has not kind things to say about black women. This would not strike me as unusual. It's why that boy sat on that fucking live and laughed when they got on that phone call and called Andrew hard R. That's the type of black men that she fucks, right? And so fucking and sucking on black people does not make you inherently incapable of being anti-black or racist. So him being with another black person actually don't mean nothing.
Come on. And also, you can fuck and suck and be with black people and be black and still be anti-black. Imagine that.
Yes.
I can be black, my husband can be black, my whole family could be black, and I could still be anti-black.
And Huda dates black men that don't like black women. That's why she thought when Shelly and Olandria were like top choice, especially like we know on the show, Shelly was top choice. Shelly was popular. Everybody wanted her and she could not believe it. Like, how dare, like, I've been lied to. Like, I thought I was the exotic one and everybody was gonna pick me over them. And it's like, yeah, you've been dealing with dudes who tell you that is not the case for every black man. It's not the case for every man of any race that you the top choice. Like the white dude straight up told you to your face when you were trying to stay in the game, trying to holler at TJ was like, yeah, I just want to let you know I don't want no hard feelings or no issues behind it, but I'm not jacking it with you. Pepe did the same thing because I think Pepe's was more because he saw how crazy she was. Yeah. He did say, like, you're beautiful, I find you attractive and all that, but like, you too disrespectful, you too wild. Like, so, like, girl, you was not the top choice for nobody but Jeremiah ass. And we already know he one of them self-hating niggas too.
Yeah, he's very anti-black. What I wanted
exactly.
Y'all missed that.
Now, the way y'all are talking about it, I think she did it to humble Shelly, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like, she did it to humble Shelly, and then she did the white girl tears thing again, right? And then play victim. And the other thing I wanted to say is, like, I didn't learn what low racial self-esteem is until season 9 of Love is Blind Colorado. And that was when it was in Tina's hometown, and when she was reviewing it. I didn't know anything about it until that Asian guy. Why can't I remember his name? Was his name Steve? Patrick. I didn't know what that was, to be honest, because I grew up in Brooklyn, right? I grew up in a place that's very diverse. I'm very proud in me being Caribbean, me as a black woman, all of that. So that's not something I ever struggled with. And my parents, like, just as Haitians in general, we come from a place, like, we have a lot of black pride. So that's not something that I've ever had to, like, really struggle with. So I've never seen what it looks like in another person of color. So to experience that was something different. And then learning that other black people were anti-black, like, that really woke it up for me. I'm like, you could really have the skin and not be in love with the skin that you're in. That's wild to me, because I've always been proud to be in this skin. So it's like, but when you grow up around black pride, like, that's inherently in you. But I guess when you don't grow up around it, I guess it makes sense why people turn out the way that they do. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, did the Asian person y'all talking about have low racial self-esteem?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I do think that it is low racial self-esteem, but I know that Asians are raised, especially when they immigrant to this country, to side with white people in any situation over anybody else. So I think they have pride in being Asian, but they're taught to be quiet, in confrontational situations, and they are taught to look down on everybody that is not white. But they do take pride in being Asian. But they think that as long as I align with whiteness or agree with whiteness or bow down to whiteness, I'm good.
I think it's really interesting to talk. So one, I do want to say, I do think it depends on the type of Asian person you are, where you come from on the continent of Asia, as to whether or not that feels true for you. But anti-Blackness is global, right? Like anti-Blackness exists everywhere. So if you immigrate here from anywhere else, you have experienced some level of anti-Blackness, right? It's why some countries still have caste systems, right? Based on skin color, right? So like, yes. And Patrick definitely had low racial self-esteem. He was talking about, when he was sharing his experience, about being like the only Asian guy in his entire class, and really kind of wanting to shrink back the Asian parts of his identity to fit in more so. Cause I think he grew up in, I think he was Littleton, maybe. It's somewhere very white. I mean, most of Colorado is very white, y'all, to be perfectly honest. And this is not my hometown. But most of Colorado is very white. And so he grew up somewhere where it was very, very white. And so he wanted to shrink those parts of himself. And so he was talking to the other Asian girl, and it was like both of them were having like a whole experience about the fact that the other one was Asian, because they had always only ever dated white people. Mia, that's the plan. Listen, Mia, like 12 months, sis, max.
Callie's scaring me with that governor's race, though. I can't lie.
That don't start, okay?
I'm sorry. They are. The Democrats and their pride. Somebody else need to drop out.
Hold on, I have a question. Who running for the governor? Because what's going on in Cali?
Lord. Too much. Too much.
Give the edited version.
Well, one guy, didn't he get accused of raping someone and some other sexual assault things?
Well, that I'm not surprised. Look who our president is. So I'm not surprised if there's SA offenders that are running for government.
Yeah, and I'm not totally up to date on it because I just saw it today. I wasn't really on here yesterday, but I'm gonna come back to it when I find out more.
I'm just saying, what do I want to say? It's still home. I'll put it like that, right? It's still home for me, and it'll always feel like that, I think. And Colorado, it goes blue, but it ain't blue. It's really purple.
Yeah.
Denver just happens to be very heavily populated, and Denver goes very blue. But most of the cities around are red AF. I've told y'all the stories before about how the Triple Ks used to be marching through the historically Black neighborhoods in the 90s out here. They showed up to the MLK parade. Like, we had a neighborhood out here that was brand new built, like in the last 15, 20 years, named after a grand master of the Triple K out here. The town then they lobbied, because other people, they lobbied to change the name, but that was the name they gave to, right? So like, Colorado is much more red than like people realize, and you feel that living here.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So
Colorado once had the second largest following.
Okay, Chris wants me to tell y'all that Colorado also once had the second largest Triple Ks. And a few years back, about 2018, 2019, we were the second highest rate of white nationalist propaganda up in Colorado Springs, which is a military town, which should tell you something about the military industrial complex up there. But yeah, so it's interesting out here. I'll just put it like that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned military towns, Tina, because I've been doing, like, there's someone I follow on here. If I remember the name, I'll let y'all know. I'm a bit of a history buff, and she was saying how the military bases are strategically put in, like, low income black neighborhoods and certain stuff like that, and how intentional it is because people over there don't have the power to put them out. And it's like when the military bases are there, they're not being protective, they're just kind of like destructive. So I don't know.
I will say this, and you know, this is just my experience growing up in LA. I went to a school, and I've talked about it on here before. I went to a school where you had to take a test to get into the school. It was a bunch of nerds. Everybody was supposed to be on the track to go to college. That was the expected plan for you. You weren't doing anything outside of that, right? Never seen a military recruiter in my life going to that school. When I transferred that school because of my stalker and I had to change schools and I went to my neighborhood school, there was a recruitment office on campus because the black and brown kids were supposed to get recruited, right? So yeah, they absolutely target particular demographics for sure. That doesn't shock me. Anyway, I love how y'all do this. I love how we be talking about what feels like nonsensical shit, right? Where people are like, oh, reality TV, touch grass, get jobs, but then we get into so much more.
All right, I'm gonna talk more reality TV. Who's checked out The Real Housewives of Rhode Island? Because you know I'm an East Coast girly. I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm with it. Anybody else enjoying Rhode Island?
I said I was going to
airing
try
already?
it, but I haven't started.
Yes, it started. I want to say it started last Thursday and then it aired on Sunday. So we got basically 2 episodes almost back to back. And the regular time now is going to be Sundays at 9 p.m. right after The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm a little mad about that because Sundays were only for black people.
Yeah.
It would be either Atlanta or Potomac and then Married to Medicine. Now they put Atlanta followed by Rhode Island. I hope they should have kept Rhode Island on Thursday because that's a good day. It will be right after Beverly Hills. You know, keep them on that slot. Keep
the white people on the white day.
Right. Keep us on the black day. So yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all watch Ladies of London?
No, but I want to watch that too.
Tina, Ladies of London, so good. I just caught up with the most recent episode this morning. I am actually really enjoying that.
I've never watched that.
You could never make me hate white people.
Never watched this either.
Okay, if you watched, I don't know if any of you all did, but if you watched Real Housewives of Dubai, which I did, loved it, hilarious, okay. The first couple of seasons, Carolyn Dansbury, I feel like it's her last name, was on the show. And it was just really interesting to have watched her on Real Housewives of Dubai and then watch her on Ladies of London. It was the first 2 seasons to me.
Tina, really I did watch Dubai, but I didn't watch the original Ladies of London. I want to go back and see how Caroline Dansbury, something Berry. Yeah, I want to see how Caroline was in it. So once this new season is over, I want to go back and see how it is. But they put Dubai on pause as well as Miami, and both of those are one of my favorite franchises. Because when I first became a Bravoholic, I started out with Beverly Hills because it was just COVID. So the first few seasons of Beverly Hills so good. Then I got addicted to Miami, and then I started watching Dubai right after. Then this year or last year, I should say, I gave Atlanta a chance, and I started with Potomac, and I like them. But Salt Lake City is up there. They're saying Salt Lake City and Rhode Island are like, running for the top right now because I think Atlanta's going to do well with K. Michelle there, but we'll see what happens next season of Potomac. What are your thoughts?
I haven't been able to get into Atlanta, honestly, since Nene talked about what happened with her on Bravo. Like whatever I feel about Nene, I don't think that she's lying about her experience with Andy and Bravo. And I do think that Nene deserves the fattest fucking check. I'm sorry. Nene was gold TV. And I think anybody that says that she's not is a liar. And so I feel like Nene definitely deserved to be able to ask for whatever dollar amount she wanted. And I know that they have it and they should have given it to her.
I feel like every housewife needs to kiss Nene's feet, like for real. But
She
I also
made the
do
Housewives
believe that,
franchise.
but I believe that Nene, like you can tell, like when Nene started popping, she started feeling herself a little bit. So she was cool with the treatment, when she was up and when things were going good for her. And I don't know, I can't even remember if it was a contract negotiation. That she realized that they were trying to like ice her out. She's not stupid. She knows how it works, which I don't get why they were trying to ice her out. I don't know if she just was, feeling like I run this. I only have to participate when I want to. And so they tried to make an example out of her and she fought. And my thing is like, Andy didn't just get the way he was when you were in conflict with him. I feel like Andy was like that before then. And I mean, if she has to use that to defend herself, it's not a lie. But again, they know Housewives without Nene. None of these Housewives franchises, none of them would be worth anything.
Wait, no,
Here's
hold
the
on.
thing, Charlene.
Because OC came first.
It don't matter. Nene made it.
OC did come first.
It did.
I watched OC.
I did too.
But when Atlanta came out, they were shitting on OC.
OC had nothing coming when Atlanta came out.
They made Bravo, and they are what made every other franchise really be able to pop like that. Because then New
Beverly Hills.
No, they deserve that credit. I think OC came, then Atlanta, and I'm gonna say if it goes in the right order, then Beverly Hills, because Beverly Hills.
I think Jersey was before Beverly Hills.
Jersey was okay. Then that makes sense because right now, Beverly Hills on season 15, and Atlanta just got onto season 17, so they were definitely before. But what I will say, and even Giselle gave them credit on BravoCon this year, that without Atlanta there would be no other black franchise like Potomac. So they did.
You had no choice.
They set the precedent for that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be the most diverse franchise. Besides Atlanta and Potomac would be Miami and Dubai.
They set the precedent for every franchise that came after them. They validated the worth of the Housewives franchise, period. I know that OC came first, and OC was entertaining in the beginning, but Atlanta blew every franchise out of the water.
And to be very, very frank, they didn't just set the precedent for Black cast. They set the precedent for Real Housewives, period.
Yes. Agreed.
Full stop. And so, yes, and like Anika just said, she's never watched an episode of any Housewives, but even she knows Nene. Them girls were running that network. If you watch the Carlos King interview with Nene, they talk about it. And they talk about how they were like the highest grossing Real Housewives, series at one point, above all the other ones, right? So they were all wanting to be Atlanta when that cast, that they have that little magic cast that works so well together. So yeah, I feel like I haven't really been able to get into it since then. I think that they tried to build around Portia. And I also think it's weird, if I'm honest, I think it's a little bit weird that they brought back Phaedra, considering Phaedra started such a salacious, violent, vile rumor against Candy.
I agree.
I didn't understand that either. I didn't understand when she was on Married to Medicine.
I agree. I hated Phaedra on Married to Medicine. First of all, you're not married. Secondly, you're not in medicine. You're in law. You should have found a law show to go on. You know what I'm saying? Because she only got on there because she happens to be friends with Dr. G, which I side her from then. So you aligning yourself with someone that's an abuser, like you, I know that was your friend from back in the day. I don't care, Phaedra, like the way you choose to carry yourself. And she came in the premiere episode, Tina. I don't know if you're gonna watch, but she came in the premiere episode. All I could say is she was already lying. Phaedra, you're phasing out, honey. Time to retire. I ain't gonna hold you because, like, girl, what are you actually doing? Oh wait, what was the other thing that I wanted to say? What was your hot take? Go ahead. I'm gonna think.
Hot take: they should have centered the new Real Housewives of Atlanta around Angela Oakley, not Portia. That's my hot take.
Phaedra was the first one to go on Traitors and get that redemption, and so people wanted her because
remember, she laid low for a while in terms of Bravo. She was on a few other reality shows here and there, but she ended up going on Traders. She got that redemption arc because some time had passed. Well, even before Traders, I think she did the, the Housewives where they, what is it called? The girls trip, where they all like from different franchises. And the season that she was on was the one where all of the housewives had kind of been kicked off the show. They were no longer on any show before or anymore. I'm sorry. And then she went on Traders and everybody just fell back in love with Phaedra and was like, because she gave some good reads on there or whatever. And they were like, we need her back on Bravo. So they slid her in on Married to Medicine. And then she slid back to Atlanta Housewives and brought nothing.
You know what, Seventh Letter, you're onto something, because after Candace's season on Traders, it seems to like do like it kind of like revives their career on some level, because a lot of people were asking Candace, please come back to Potomac and bring back Monique and see how they do together.
That's what Colton's ass thought was going to happen for him too.
And that's the real tea. Like, none of them are coming back. First of all, Colton, at this point, I don't think he could be redeemed, because what he did was horrible. And to this day, he's never taken accountability. All he does is weaponize his sexuality, play victim. I was gay. They came for me. And this man capitalized off of his stuff. And I'm not gonna judge him, because Jared Carmichael did the same thing. Like, he has a show on Netflix called Coming Out Colton, and I found out on a podcast where it's a 6-episode thing where it's all about his coming out story. He literally capitalized off it. All these years he did the thing with the whole stalking charge. He never apologized to that woman. All he ever did was like, I was going through stuff. I was going through my sexual identity crisis, and there was never no grace for that. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm actually mad that they're bringing back Karen, because you almost could have hurt someone. I'm gonna use hurt someone. Y'all fill in the blank. You could have hurt someone, and you could have hurt yourself. If y'all are not allowing Jen Shaw to come back to Salt Lake, I feel like Karen should get the same treatment, because both of y'all did some dangerous criminal stuff. I'm not saying you don't deserve, to be treated like a human being, because I'll give you that. Everyone deserves their humanity, but you shouldn't platform people like that, because that's what will continue to give her the hubris. And you know what? Sometimes the consequences help people heal. That's all I'm gonna say. But in others, given the way Karen is, I don't think consequences would help her heal. But to continue to feed her like this, it's gonna go to her head, and I think it's gonna further make her sick. And I think she'll continue to, drink and do stuff behind the scenes. Just my opinion.
And definitely not right after she got out the slammer, did that interview with Andy, and didn't want to admit that she was an alcoholic and that she was never gonna drink.
Exactly, bad. I feel like they should have at least given her a season off. Give her a little more time to heal, and then maybe bring her back for season 12. And then Jen Shaw had the audacity to do a People interview. I haven't watched the whole thing, because just a clip of it pissed me off, because Jen Shaw wasn't taking accountability. She literally sat there and said, hey, I just took a plea because I realized if I didn't take a plea, if I went to trial, I'd be doomed. Girl, Jen Shaw, don't piss me off. I didn't watch early Salt Lake City, but I did come in at season 6, and I will be watching season 7. And I heard that Mary is back to filming despite her son's death. May he rest in peace. But what are your thoughts about that?
About her filming again? Or Karen?
Just Jen Shaw and Karen coming back. Like, well, Jen Shaw's not coming back, but Jen Shaw being not taking accountability on the interview, and Karen come back. I feel like if you do something criminally bad enough, you shouldn't come back. Even what Phaedra did, I think, was bad enough to not come back.
I think that Karen needed not just a season off. Karen needs to just retire from the spotlight. I think that Karen needs to transition into something else, right? She does her philanthropy work. She works with the women experiencing SA advice. Like, I think lean into that bag, do your fragrances, do your, 3-wick candles, do that. But don't come back to the show, because my thing is, number one, all of the ladies drink, and they do a lot of activities around drinking. And so to put yourself as someone that won't even admit that you are an alcoholic in recovery, won't even admit that, I don't think that is like the best environment for you. And so I really have been wondering, though, you all, if I'm honest, I've been wondering if Potomac is like on its way out. if I'm honest.
That's what it's giving. Unless they revamp that entire cast, the show's on its way out.
Well,
Everyone talks about them being
I was
broke.
thinking the same
No
thing.
one likes the people on the show.
It gives that Karen was a desperate bring back.
Yeah, she's an
Like
anchor.
exactly. I feel like that could be why they brought her back, because it's like, well, we're rapping, so let's bring her back for the final hurrah.
So that the comparison to like Phaedra, Candy refused to work with Phaedra. That's why, and they were not picking Phaedra over Candy. I don't think anybody refused not to work with Karen, and that's why she was allowed to come back. I've never watched Salt Lake City, but I don't know, is what's her name? One of the people that I watch that do reviews on YouTube calls her Shawshank, like Shawshank Redemption, the movie. But are her crimes white collar? Because my thing is, Wendy's crimes are white collar crimes. You know what I'm saying? Karen's was violent. She could have unalived herself and multiple people. Jen Shaw, did she like steal from people?
Yes,
Identity theft or something?
She was defrauding elderly people.
Okay.
So even though like fraud is considered white collar, I do agree. Yeah. But I feel like defrauding the elderly is something that's really gonna just be frowned upon. Just my opinion.
Oh, it is for sure, but it's still white collar.
I think, and defrauding humans, right? No shade. Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, even if Wendy did do it, because it's an insurance
company. They got money. I work in insurance. Insurance companies ain't never gonna be broke.
I totally agree. But for me, as someone who's been in healthcare, like defrauding the elderly is something like I almost want to kind of take it personal, because like I've had, my grandparents, when they were sick before they passed away, like seeing that is a different kind of pain. I can't imagine someone, and that might make me biased, and I'm going to be honest about my bias, but defrauding the elderly is just wrong. And Tina, you're right. Mm-hmm. Let's bring it all the way down to humanity. At the end of the day, the Osefos didn't hurt people personally.
Except themselves.
Jen Shaw hurt people personally, and so did Karen. Like, it's the fact that she's not healed enough to realize, hey, I could not only hurt someone else, but what if I had hurt myself and had my husband and my daughter, and you see how much her sister loves her going through that. Like, I don't think she's healed enough to have that, to be like conscious of the fact that, hey, I could have hurt myself and I could have hurt other people, and for that reason you shouldn't be rewarded with television.
But that's why Karen won't admit that she's an alcoholic. I think she very much plans to still drink on the show. She might not do it on camera, but she might, if they're toasting, they having a celebration, whatever the case calls for, that they are drinking. I think she's still going to drink. She's just going to keep blaming it on prescription drugs. And then she's still an anchor for that show. That's why they wanted her back. Also, what was Teresa Judah? Because Teresa they did white collar crime too, right? Mm-hmm. There's so many people that didn't been to jail from these Housewives franchises. A lot of it is white collar crimes, though, for the most part.
Somebody was saying that, like, part of the reason why you see these people doing white collar crime. Well, one, I would argue that some of them probably were doing it already anyway, right? But I would say probably two, what the person was arguing is like, right, you get this sort of like persona that you have to keep up with. And you got to make your money keep up with the persona that you have now put on for this show. And so it will push people into white collar crime, fraud, but listen, ain't no different than them and anybody else running, hot checks or, credit card fraud or whatever. It just gets, less it's considered less what's the word I want? Ghetto, I guess is the word I want. They consider it less ghetto because these are women that are of status, right?
And they consider it non-violent. That's why they don't think it's harmful. But a lot of the husbands on the Beverly Hills and OC did white collar crime too. Yep.
Listen, y'all, I'm very interested to see. I don't think that Jen should be back. I don't think that Karen should be back. I am. Does anybody know when Wendy's court date is?
No, but she's filming. She was at that game with them.
I know. Well, she's on the cast.
Yeah.
So,
do y'all think Wendy and Eddie gonna get a divorce?
I don't think they're gonna get a divorce. I think that they gonna be all right.
I think he's going to take most of the fall, though. I think that's why they asked for separate trials, and he said no to the speedy trial, and she said yes, because they need somebody to be at home with the kids, like how they separated Teresa and her husband when they did their sentence.
Y'all think Eddie's gonna take the ball? I think they innocent, y'all.
Well, I don't want them to. I want them to be innocent, too. But if something happens, that's what I think is going to happen.
I think they free my girl Wendy and free Happy Eddie. Shit.
Yes, I agree. She's one of the only people on the show that I still like.
Exactly.
They're about to ruin my show.
Exactly.
I'm mad because the only reason they call Potomac the Broke franchise is because it was supposed to be a Jack and Jill show initially. They figured the viewers were not going to know what that was. The white people weren't going to know what that was. So they changed it to Real Housewives of Potomac. But they're not going to find any real people with a lot of money in Potomac to be on this show because they got money from having government security clearance.
Yeah.
And they're not putting their business out there.
And Jack and Jill wouldn't allow them to use their branding for that show. Like, it's an organization that, that have some privacy because it deals with a lot of kids. So they're not going to let them use that.
Right.
But I'm mad that Wendy and Eddie did that because all of the girls on Potomac felt inferior to Wendy and they wanted her to water herself down because she boasted or just made it known that she was educated and she worked in, highly intelligent spaces, her and her husband. So now they feel like that cancels out her, her self-esteem, who she is as a person because they did some fraud. But then when Ashley said that she was scared to have people that have been to jail on her show. So you were never scared when you had a predator and created children with a predator who was
seventh letter, get him, seventh letter, get him.
You weren't scared being married to a predator, but you mad at girl, please. Ashley, your mama lived in a tent on the highway. You ain't scared of nothing. Get out of here.
Nothing.
You've seen Karen and Wendy ain't did nothing harmful to you, but caught you up in some lies. Full of shit. That's that shit I don't like about Ashley's colorist ass.
I don't like nothing about her.
Here's my thing about Ashley. She did an interview a while back, I want to say a few months ago, with AD from Love is Blind. I forgot what season. She's Ali's wife now. She did an interview. She basically kind of complained about being burnt out. And she says, I feel like I'm on my way out. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact words. I'm going to watch the interview. I'll let y'all know. I dislike her so much. I didn't watch the interview. I just watched the clip. But I'll watch the interview for more context. But basically what she was saying, to me, what she was explaining is that she's having burnout from it. So why come back if you burnt out? And if you really, truly do feel that way, at least come back as a friend of, and then, slowly retire.
She needs money. Michael can't pay all her bills.
Oh, we got a Ashley standing here. Listen, Big Head Ashley is a colorist and does not need to be on the show. Period. Full stop.
Right.
I don't.
We got
a seventh letter because you was talking about they face.
I know. We got a football head fan in here.
I didn't know they existed.
I can't believe football head got fans up in here. They should know, just like you said earlier, it ain't a safe space for Ace fans. It ain't a safe space for football head fans.
She's a colorist. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't fuck with it. She's a colorist. I don't like her.
That's why she couldn't stand Candace, because she felt like Candace had the life that she deserved. Candace grew up a privileged, dark-skinned girl, going to country clubs, living in the country club community, and pageant girl, everything. And Ashley couldn't take it.
Right.
Meanwhile, Sheila was dating alcoholics and men that don't want to see her.
And I ain't gonna hold you. I'ma say what I'ma say. Ashley, you low-key a predator too. Because why you coming for your quote-unquote friends much son?
Disgusting.
I ain't forget, Ashley. The North always remembers.
Always.
Gross. Very gross.
And they
Okay,
let her
y'all.
get out of that too quick, if you ask me. They should have had.
I agree.
If that was Giselle's daughters and it was a man on the show trying to date any one of her daughters, they would have set fire to the rain. Don't
Yep.
even play. Don't even play.
And then Sharice with her, she gets on my nerves so bad because why would she sit up on that show and say ha 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 and laugh like it was cute and funny and then bring that boy around when they had the event and then go on Carlos King's podcast and act like she had a big issue with it? You should have said that in the first place. Why did it take you 7-8 months to decide that you didn't want your friend messing with your son? You're a predator too.
She only did that because the public had a reaction.
Exactly.
Because I don't care how old he is now. She knew that man, he is a man today, when he was a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that is inappropriate.
Yes.
That will always be wrong to me. If I have friends with children, right? If I watch your son grow up, I will always think of your son by extension like my nephew. So I would never mess with my nephew. Like sis, if you think about it, if you my bestie, you have a child, I think of your child as my niece or my nephew. So you're being a tad bit incestuous. And what pisses me off is the double standards, right? It's 2026. I need y'all to believe that females can be predators too. That's it. That's all.
Agreed. And I agree with Seventh Letter. If this was Giselle's daughters and it was a man on the cast, everybody would be able to clearly see why that's a problem. But for some reason, people can't see it because it's a boy.
It's gross, like Larsa Pippen and Michael Jordan's son Marcus. Like, you saw him when he was a child, not even a teenage child, a child.
Yeah.
Gross.
Listen,
I don't know what's wrong with Larsa. She's my least favorite because she came in there like, yeah, I want to look like a Kardashian. Mind you, I seen the before pictures. She is a beautiful mid-eastern, or is it? Yes, she's a beautiful Middle Eastern woman. Getting the surgery just really messed up her beautiful God-given features. I'm anti-enhancements. However, I'm pro do what's best for you, right? I just don't want them for myself. I'm looking at the before pictures. I said, sis, you a beautiful woman. She had that gorgeous nose, all of that. And now you did all of that trash talking about you want to be a Kardashian. And then you sitting up there on Real Housewives of Miami talking about, I got my booty naturally. We know you got that BBL, sister. Don't lie. You ain't got to lie to us. You ain't got to lie to us. Her, I think, being with, Mr. Pippen or whatever, I can't remember his name. Being with Pippen, being that he was a pro baller, sis has always been a jersey chaser. Let's talk about that. That's number one. Number two, at least her ex-husband was age appropriate. Now, after their divorce, she's just been doing her cougar thing. And it's way past cougaring if you're dealing with people who are close family friends. It's just wrong. Again, you should view that person as your niece and or nephew. Like, it's just wrong.
I agree. I don't disagree. Y'all, I am ready for the season of Beyond the Villa. I'm looking forward to debriefing with y'all. I know that you're not going to watch. I will be making videos about it. I'm looking forward to court dates for my girl Wendy. Free her till it's backwards. I don't care. I am also looking forward to the court date of that one Honda Civic girl. I'm going to watch. Y'all don't have to watch.
I'm watching, Tina. You've convinced me because season.
Okay.
I'll watch on Ginger streams.
Listen,
Right.
I watched the first episode. I was like, boring. Turned it right off.
I said I would watch on Ginger's stream
I'll watch it.
for the discussion. But yeah, that's
Okay.
I did say that. I will watch it.
Ginger, if y'all don't know, Ginger is going to stream it on her TikTok account. I will make sure that I share it to my story when she starts the stream on Wednesday so that you can watch it without having to have a Peacock subscription. My sister allows me to use hers, so I am going to be watching it.
I use my friends.
Yeah, I also wanted to say it's a 2-episode premiere, so we're gonna be in for a 2-episode.
Oh my God.
I have Peacock. I just don't want to watch it by myself because I don't really care. I just want to be able to
I'm
keep
watching with you, girl. I'm watching. We gonna watch it. We gonna chat about it. I'm gonna make videos. We're gonna get into it. And then we're definitely going to make sure that we're all tuned in for Honda Civic's court date.
Yeah, what's the lady's name who does her videos? Is it Ricky? What's her name? Something with
Yeah.
She's been keeping me up to date.
Story time with Ricky's that girl, and
her. That's her.
Ricky is
That's where I get all my
fantastic.
pop culture.
Yeah,
She's a real life
Ricky is
journalist too,
fantastic.
so y'all don't play with her. They've been playing with her online. Don't do that. She really a real journalist, and she got a degree. Don't play with her. Period.
Yeah. I have been following, Ricky and I have been following each other for a while now, ever since I got on TikTok, because we used to do Love is Blind content, kind of discuss stuff. So I know that has always been credible. So, you know, she researches her stuff thoroughly before she puts it out. She will check things to see if it's false. If it's false, she'll say it's false. So she's always been above board. So anything that she puts out there, she verifies very thoroughly before she puts it out. And what has been happening with her with this thing with Honda Civic is very crazy compared to the story that she broke with Messy Wu. She and Messy Wu broke on Love is Blind season 8, I think, which was about Tyler and this girl Ashley. I think they were supposed to be the married couple, and she was able to do research and get receipts on Tyler, and he ended up having a nickname called Lila. She went into doing interviews. She was very, very thorough. So Ricky is fine. Whatever she's putting out there is verified facts.
Ricky is the truth, y'all. All right, y'all. I love y'all down. Thank you so much for joining me for our quick live today. I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow, guys. But I love y'all down. I will definitely see y'all on Wednesday after the premiere, because I'm sure I'm going to want to talk about it. So, all right. I love you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Y'all.
Bye.